Why is it always the poor who have to suffer the misery? Why isn't it ever Bernie Madoff up on the roof screaming for help? Or the head of Citibank, or the hedge fund guys at Goldman Sachs?
I need you to sit here and say, I'm in the 1%. Because it's important.
Well, I can't.
Because of the validity of your argument. You are that.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
You're not in the 1%?
Of course I'm not. How can I be in the 1%?
Because you're worth millions.
95% of your income, I want to see you give away. No. The 95% of your wealth, and then when you do that...
I will work for any legislation that doubles my taxes and yours.
We have a system that enriches the few at the expense of the many. Capitalism is an evil, and you cannot regulate evil.
Capitalism is evil, really? Filmmaker Michael Moore, seeming to enjoy the capitalism that allowed him to get very rich and buy 9 homes. But oops, Moore's divorce settlement exposing his hypocrisy. Moore claiming to be a common man while owning a $2 million lakefront mansion among 8 other properties. And joining us, Greg Gutfeld, co-host of The Five and host of the Red Eye and basically every other show on the network, it seems. He's always on the air.
That's true.
Greg, nice to see you. And Michael Moore, oh, brother, what do you think?
I hate to kick a man when he's down or round, but he's $50 million, 9 homes. One of the homes is 10,000 square feet. He's richer than the chocolate pound cake that he eats on his toilet. And it exists. All this shows is the hypocrisy of a leftist. A leftist doesn't believe in being poor. He just doesn't want his opponents to be rich. So it's okay if you're leftist and rich, but if you're a Republican, if you're conservative, that's evil. So the money, it's about, you can't have a proper share of the pie. He wants all of the pie.
You know, the thing that disturbs me is that I did poverty work for so long, and I've never been poor, and I never want to be poor, and my heart bleeds for the poor, for people who are poor and struggle. But the problem is that what Michael Moore does is he makes people wrong for being successful.
Exactly.
That's the problem. He makes it like he demonizes it, and we wouldn't be talking about it tonight if he weren't such a hypocrite, because he himself, I don't begrudge him his wealth at all, but he goes around telling everybody else who's been successful and basically puts his foot on the throat of people who are trying to get successful, whether you're medium rich, medium or not rich at all. He's trying to hold them back with his talk.
Yeah, I mean, I want him to be rich. I want everybody to be rich. That's a capitalist. But he's against capitalism unless he's the capitalist. You know, when he said he wasn't part of the 1%, Dana Perino pointed out that he's not lying. He's not part of the 1%. He's part of the 0.01% at 50 million. You know, he is really good at making documentaries about corruption and hypocrisy and fraud. Why doesn't he do a documentary on himself?
I don't know, but I think it's profoundly disappointing, and I wish I wish that I wish he liked success. I wish he appreciated his own success. I wish he encouraged everybody else instead of making anybody who's bothered to be successful into being some sort of rat trying to destroy the world and evil.
But you know what? It's because he ascribes good and evil to value, meaning that if that money came from somewhere else, it's bad money. But if he makes his money exposing, conservative hypocrisy or the evil of guns, then that's good money. His wealth is good, but your wealth, if you work at Fox News, for example, your wealth must be evil. So he says it's different. The money is different.
All right. Well, you don't have to quote Dana Perino on this show, by the way, because I heard her say that tonight because I watch The Five all the time, too.
I didn't want to steal her joke or her great point. So I had to cite it.
I actually was going to steal it, but then, of course, when you gave her credit for it, I couldn't very well do it. So yeah. I would have looked pretty petty. Yeah. Anyway, Greg, thank you.
Thank you.
And